Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube. It's your girl Honey, and we are doing the good, the bad and the ugly astrology. All right, we expose everything over here. So Taurus is home to the second house on the natal chart. The second house represents your self-worth, your value, your possessions, your earned finances. Taurus is also the ruler of Venus. Libra is actually the co-ruler to Venus. Mars is ruled by Aries. Aries is home to the first house on the natal chart. The first house represents I am. It's how you're recognized by others. It's the house of self. It's the house of me. I am. Okay. And Mars is a masculine planet. Mars is your drive, your motivations, your reactions to things, your passions, your sexual attraction as well. So when you have your Mars in Taurus, what kind of person would you be? You're going to be someone who is going to be quite slow moving, because Taurus is very slow, hence why I speak quite slowly, because my Mercury is in Taurus, so I'm a bit of a slow talker, okay? But people who have their Mars in Taurus, they're going to be very patient, very sensual with their bodies. And me personally, this is my opinion, okay? I feel like the Mars in Taurus, there's this very seductiveness about them that's quite sensual and sexy, but it's not too much in your face. Like, you can't smell the sex of them, but you can definitely pick up that ooze of, hidden sexuality. And it's not a sign that is like crazy sexual in your face, like, you've got like Mars and Scorpio, which will be tomorrow. These people, you don't want to get them mad anyway. It's just, when it comes to them reacting to things, they're very slow to get angry. So, like a Mars in Taurus, Mars in Leo even, when it comes to them, their temperament, they are quick to snap quickly. But Mars and Taurus, they're very patient. They will sit back. And the reason why they're this way is because they are the ruler of Venus. So they're all about love and keeping bonds and, keep the peace, right? But when you have it in your Mars, you're going to be a lot slower to react to things, and you're going to be patient with others. I also find this placement to be very difficult to motivate, unless you are an Aries sun, maybe an Aries moon. When it comes to motivation, Mars is the motivator and Aries is at home in Mars. So when you have it in Taurus, you are very slow to get things done, but you get things done, but in your own time. And a lot of the time, other placements can't quite understand why you're taking so long to do things. But you're doing things how it works for you at your own pace. And because Taurus is a fixed sign, it's Earth, they're very grounded in what they choose to do. But they do have this thing where, okay, as an Aries person myself, I can't tell a Taurus person, look, you need to get up, have a bath, brush your hair, brush your teeth, get together. They won't do it unless they want to do it, unless they finally get that motivation to do it. Like, I know a Taurus guy, and he stayed around my house one time, and the whole day we just stayed in bed. We literally ate our breakfast in bed. Like, it was crazy, because that's not even something that I do. I haven't got a lot of Taurus energy apart from my Mercury, but he was comfortable staying in bed. We got up at 11, 12, and we stayed in bed until 8 p.m. Like, that's crazy. Very Mars in Taurus, they just really enjoy being in the house, and they really enjoy being in their comforts, because their motivation is luxury. They love being in nice environments, surrounded by things that make them feel valued, so bedding, really expensive. They like expense and they like price, they like, they're more about quality over quantity, by the way. And unless it's like a bad aspect to their Mars, like some of them can definitely be collectors of many items because they feel value in many items. But a lot of the time, they would definitely love just sitting in the house in their massive, Versace dressing gown, in their bed sheets, in their Fendi bed sheets, expensive stuff that just makes them feel good. They are very much into just feeling good, because remember, I mentioned this in my Venus and Taurus video, and in that video I speak about, Taurus, Venus and Taurus people loving loving the senses of the body. And the senses are smell, touch, see, taste. These senses stimulate them. So it just makes them feel really, really good. You know, that's why you can't just get just the basic cotton bed sheets, bedding. It's got to be silk, satin, you know, with fur, and it's just got to feel really good for them to feel like, okay, this is luxury for me. I like to feel stuff. I had a birthday party last year, right? And there was this guy who has his Mars in Taurus there. And he is someone who's very, very laid back. You know, he's mainly Capricorn, like basically his whole chart is Capricorn, but his Mars was in Taurus. And what it is for Mars in Taurus people, they do have a jealous streak in them, so they can definitely, you know, watch your movements from a distance. And my Jupiter trines my Venus, so I'm all around the party chatting to everybody, you know, and I've invited exes, you know, whoever from the past. They're here now celebrating my birthday, okay? And one of my friends was like, oh, you know, that guy's been watching you the whole time, seeing what you're doing, who you're chatting to. And I'll literally look around and I'll see, okay, he is watching me, you know. And when it comes to this placement, is they definitely value their partners as well, or someone who they're sexually attracted to, as a possession, because it's like very similar, you know, their opposite is Scorpio, and they value their partners as possessions, but on a different scale. And they also, because let's not forget that Aries is the motivator, the person that goes out and just, you know, they do things above the surface for everyone to see, right? Taurus isn't like that. They are the kind of person to not compete so much, because Mars is also the sign, the planet that goes into battle, that's ready to fight, you know, and compete, which is why it's at home in Aries. But when it comes to Taurus doesn't want to compete. Taurus is laid back. But don't get me wrong, Taurus will fight when they're ready to, when something is presented directly to them. But they are not the kind of sign that will go in and go boom, like I'm ready to fight, like what's up. They're not like that. And it's funny because that same guy at my birthday, you know, you can see me flirting with everybody, right? And he's watching, but he's not coming over to intervene. He's not coming over to say, or even to ask me, who's that? You know, who was that guy you was chatting to? Okay, but that's the thing with Mars in Taurus. They're very, very patient, and they will watch things from a distance, and they won't react off impulse. You know, they definitely sit back and wait. And when the time is right, they will get up and they will react. But it takes a long time to get a reaction out of a Mars in Taurus person. Things that make Mars and Taurus people really happy, you know, is food, because it's comfort. And especially if it's, you know, if you've got a Mars in the ninth house, you might be someone who likes foreign food, foreign taste, you know, spices, different things that stimulate your taste buds. And these people absolutely love different foods from different cultures, and they love cooking, and they also get this hangry, you know, feeling where when you haven't eaten all day or for a few hours, and you get really hungry and angry at the same time, and you take it out on people around you. That's very typical for Mars and Taurus people to have this hangry feeling. Mars and Taurus is a fixed sign, okay? And this, when you have your Mars in a fixed sign, it makes you someone who is very, very stubborn. You know, you will definitely not stand your ground, you know, in debates or situations, because it's very difficult to argue with a fixed sign, because they're not very good at seeing the other person's point of view. And when your Mars is in Taurus, you tend to stay fixed and stay in your opinion, and it's just difficult. Now, one thing is, when you have your Mars in opposition to Pluto, because my generation, I'm from the Pluto and Scorpio generation, and anyone who has any Taurus elements in their chart, it's possible that's going to oppose Pluto. So when you have your Mars in Taurus, you know, in opposition to your Pluto, this gives you a different type of reading, okay? And what it does is, funnily enough, I read someone the other day who had this placement, and instead of you being very slow moving, someone who just takes their time to do things like a typical Taurus, when you had the Pluto in opposition, it gives you a very snappy temper. You're going to be quick tempered. Any oppositions, or squares to Mars, it's gonna definitely affect your actual Mars. So when it's in Taurus, it definitely makes you that type of bully. Not a horrible person as such, but it makes you someone who has an aggressive streak in you. One thing I've noticed about having your Mars in Taurus as well is that a lot of Mars and Taurus people have this feeling of like expecting to have your money come in very, very quickly. Obviously, we know you are home to the second house. Second house represents your assets, your finances, your earned money, your self-worth and stuff. And if you have to work for a long time to get your money, it's not ideal for you. You have to have your money coming quickly. But a lot of times things don't work like that, and you guys get very annoyed and angry about not having any money, being broke, and being in a situation where, okay, other people have nice things, why can't I have nice things? And you start to voice this stuff, and you start to feel like you start to devalue yourself. Because remember, you seek value in money, assets, finances, luxuries, things like that. So, and because you have a very slow moving Mars, sometimes your drive and motivation may be slow, because remember, Aries is like, no, I've not got no money, but I'm gonna get going. So if you've got Aries energy, that's gonna help you to motivate yourself to get going, to go and make this money, But when you have a lot of Taurus energy, even Pisces energy with the Mars in Taurus, you can definitely be someone who wants the money now, but I'm not motivated to get it right now. Like, I'm going to complain about it, but I ain't going to go out and get it immediately, That's where I feel the Mars in Taurus can definitely slow you down, slow your success down. And this can definitely contribute to to certain jobs. The Mars in Taurus guy that I know, he's had the same job for so many years, like so long, and he's Capricorn, so he definitely has the strive in him to be successful, and I've spoken to him, he does, but it's the Mars and Taurus that's slowing him down from getting there. The Mars and Taurus can be very mundane, or very, not mundane, but very like, okay, I have this job, I'm making money every month, the money's coming in, it's stable, it's a stable job, because they're all about stability, but he's not using his Capricorn energy to actually have this job and be successful and strive to get promotions and stuff. Now, these people, when it comes to their attraction and who they're attracted to, they definitely have this sexual attraction to a Taurus people, right? Because your Mars is your sexual attraction. So it's who you find attractive, sexually. Your Venus is more your love style. It's going to be more about how you love and how you expect to be loved. Your Taurus is it's going to be your sex style as well. So in the bedroom, Mars and Taurus people have this thing where they are very, very sexual, very sensual. So, like I said, very slow moving, and they are all about stimulating the senses, the smell. So when you are messing with a Mars and Taurus person, you better spray yourself with perfume, honey, all over the place. Have your hair freshly washed, freshly out the bath. Have a nice skin scrub, because they love skin to skin contact. And oh my God, these people are sensual kissers. Okay, when it comes to kissing, they are romantic, smooth, and they just go all up in your mouth, and it's slow. It's very sensual, and especially if he's got very assertive energy, like Capricorn energy. I don't know if you guys have slept with Capricorns, but these guys are fruity, okay? They're very direct and assertive in the bedroom. With your Mars in Taurus, you're going to be assertive, and they're going to be grabbing your body, grabbing your neck and holding you, and just being very, not aggressive, but assertive, and mixing it with the Mars and Taurus, they're kissing your entire body. They love tasting you, smelling you, rubbing on you, because they are stimulating their senses. And, you know, they love that shit too. Like, they love doing massages. They love receiving. Oh my God. Hello. Mars and Taurus absolutely love receiving massages. Someone just rubbing on them, making them feel real good. And I also find Taurus energy has a bullyish tendency to them, because remember, they are the bull. So they definitely have this like heavy top, like the men anyway. And they just hold you, and they crown you like this, and you're feeling on their back, and it's like, oh, you know, they're really heavy, and they can be bullies in the bedroom. Okay, they can be hella aggressive, you know, in the bedroom, make you know you are the female. Okay, you're the female here. Even though they are, you know, their Mars is in the feminine energy, I do feel that when it comes to their bedroom antics, they do have a bullyish side, bullyish tendencies. So that's my Mars in Taurus. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one, people. Take care.